Okay, so as you can see clearly that our Microsoft Access has been opened. And when you look here, I have some database over here, library system. This one, I didn't give it a name, I just left it like that, database 6, COP to Moon Central District, relationships, updated database, and the whole of Barbarian. And so these are just templates of, let me say, some database I structured some few days ago. I think the library system, I did that one yesterday. So now when you launch the Microsoft Access, you will see these two. We have the blank desktop database, then we have the custom web app. Now the difference between these two is that the blank desktop database allows you to, let's say, to have control on your database in your laptop or your computer. That's what we call it, the desktop database. For this our database, it is not available online. Not like the web app that you can get it in the online probably. Maybe some of them, you can use a Microsoft server point to launch your web app there where people can easily access it. But the desktop database, that one, you have control over it in your desktop. So as I earlier on said, you can also see at the top here, we have some templates. And then these templates, they are just also database templates that one may personally wish to make use of them. That is basically for those who are beginners. Now, today we are going to start from the blank desktop database. So you open the blank and you can give it a name, because usual database, they always want to give it a name before we start. So when you give it a name and you open it, this is what you will see. This is the interface of the Microsoft Access. This is the interface of the Microsoft Access. Okay, please, those who just joined, you are welcome to this class. Yeah, so now here you can see the file, you can see home, create, eternal data, database tools, fields, tables, and the rest. So this is what, and the moment you launched the Microsoft Access, after entering your database name, the next thing you will see is that there will be a default table called the table 1. And this table 1, you can continue to, you can just proceed to start building your database by either renaming the table, or probably you can delete it and create a new table. But it is always advised that when you get this default table 1, you can just delete it by right-clicking and then you select delete. But remember, there are some kind of complications in Microsoft Access, just like the Excel. When a particular table is open, you will need to close the table before you can delete. Right now, as you can see, this table is open. If I try to delete the table, they will tell me that you can't delete the table object while it is open. So this is what they will tell you. So what you need to do is that you close this table, then you can see the interface now. Okay, so this is what we are going to do today. I just want to show you something. I sent this program yesterday on the Waza platform, and I asked that we should all try and go through it as we start. Okay, so I'll just display it here and we'll look at it. Okay, you can see that this is a database basically for managing a library system. Okay, so when you look at the top, you can see Vital Source Technology. That is my business name. So, and the first one you're seeing here, you can see that you can see admin and some other information. When I was explaining the terminologies of database management access, I forgot to tell you that we also have what we call the buttons. Just like we have buttons in web development, we equally have buttons in Microsoft Access database. Now, when you look here, we also have what we call the navigation menu, just like the same thing we have in web development. So this we are seeing here are navigating menus. You can see admin here, borrow detail, location, then and staff. Here, you can see something here, and this is the button. Now, this is the close button or quit button. Right now, if I click on this button, it will close the application. That is basically what it means. Here, at your left, you will see the labels. You will see that the information that you have structured, and I have the tables, I have the forms, then I have the reports. Now, when I started, I said that before you do any other thing in your database management, or before you proceed to structure it in any form of your choice, you will first of all need to get tables, because that is where you want your information to be stored. Now, here are the tables that I have created. So, as far as these tables are concerned, it means these tables equally have forms that take the information and process that information to be stored in the table. That is one thing we should also know. Okay. Now, this form we are seeing here, when I sent it yesterday, I also posted that you cannot make changes to the form because of security reasons. I didn't want someone to claim ownership of the form that the database that it is for him and probably will go and sell it. Now, you can see that those of you who are having it in your laptop, you can see that you can't type anything. Yes, you can't type it. I tried to type something, but it is not responding. Yeah, because I have disabled the functionality of this database, but I can't disable it and be working with it in my desktop. But someone else who had received it won't be able to do that because the person has no control over the database. So as this class keeps going, we will look at all those aspects where you restrict third parties from making use of your database, maybe either editing or deleting your information. Okay, now, when you look at the top here, you can see something like admin here. So it means that this particular aspect, when I click here, I'll expect to see an information. And this is what is the admin. The second one is borrow. And you see that when I click on borrow, it displayed a table. It displayed a form, rather. Now, borrow detail here, you can see that it also displayed another information. If I go to location, they will give me a location of the books. Now here is staff. Okay, so I just want to briefly explain something here. This database, what happened is that when a student or a reader goes to borrow a book at the library, I will first of all pick the information. That is, I am acting as a librarian. Okay, so here I will pick the book ID. So I will enter the book ID here. Because I've disabled the functionality, you can't do that. Now here is the title. And when you enter the title of the book, you enter the author of the book, then draw year of the book, then that of the category. Okay, now here is also the International Standard Book number, which you will have to enter there. Now you go ahead. The book location, probably in the library we have cells and their numbers. So you enter the cell number of the book. When you are done with that, you will need to save this information. And when you look down here, you can see that there are some buttons. We have add new, edit, save info, then delete. Okay, so I just want to, but I just want to quickly enable this form or this database so that we will try enter information and see the functionality of some of the part of the Microsoft Access database. Now just go to the file, then go to options. Now in options, you can see that we have something here, current database. So I'll click on current database. So here, I want to display the status bar of the database. And I'll come down and now click OK. So you'll see that I should close the system and reopen so that the settings will take an effect. So I will just click OK, then close this database. Now that I've closed the database, what I am going to do is that I'm going to open it again so that the settings I have done, it will take an effect. So I will begin entering our information. Good. So here is the database. Wow. Now, before we proceed to do any other thing, let's, I have done some settings to a form. So what I will do is that this particular form is the admin. So I'll just go to administrator. Right click on administrator, go to design view. Then in design view, you will see the form properties here. So in the form properties, you see allow edits. So it means I want to allow editing. So I'll just select yes. I want to also allow deleting. So I will select yes. I want to also allow addition of information. Then I'll select yes. Then data entry, I will select yes. Okay, so now that I'm done with this, order load, I'll allow that aspect to as well. All right, so when you are done with this, you just need to save the information. You click yes and save it. Good. So now if I open this particular form, I should be able to enter information here. So look at what will happen. You see that I'll try to type and things are entering. So if I enter, everything is going. See that. So that is how basically. So when I enter all this information finish, now the next thing is that I want to save the information. Okay, so I will just need to save the information. Now, you can see that there is a pop-up here telling us that we have entered a wrong character. Okay. Please, what it means is that when I was structuring the form or the table, I indicated that this particular option should take numbers. So if I enter letters instead of numbers, the system will not accept it. So it will give me a pop-up error. So that is basically what it means. Without wasting my time, I entered some information yesterday. Now, when you go to, this is the report. So when you go to borrow report, you will see, let's see what is there. These were some of the information I kept. Okay, you can see that there are information here. So it means that these informations were entered in the form. So in the form, the moment you enter the information, they will come to be at the report. Not only at the report, but also at the table. Now, if I go to this aspect, I will see the same information. You can see them here. So that is why we say that tables store data. Okay, good. Now you can see user here, and you can see that we have username, user ID, then we have user password, position, and then other stuff. So that is also another aspect. So I just want to tell all of us to launch our Microsoft Access. I wanted to start right away and begin developing something. But before that, if you have a question, please unmute your microphone and ask your question. Please, questions time before we proceed. Okay, so silent me consent. So can we proceed? All right, so we just want to proceed. Okay, so let's all launch our Microsoft Access.
Okay, so today we are going to look at another section of database management. And we are up to debug.
Okay, sorry. I was just trying to do something. Okay, so let's proceed. You go to your Microsoft Access. Now, the first thing is that we are developing a new database. So you go to new, then you go to blank desktop. Here, you will need to enter the name of your database. So probably I want to enter computer learning arena. All right, so you will need to also try to select your location. Here, where you want to save your, if I do save it as my document. So you will select your location here and hit create. So you see that I have entered a wrong value. So they will not allow me to proceed. Okay. You see that. So what I will need to do is that I will need to enter something that will be recognized by Microsoft Access. So let me just put something like library. Okay, so we are here and our table 1 has come, but we don't want to start with the table 1. We want to remove the table 1, so it is gone. Please, the next thing we are going to do is that we are going to develop a system. And the purpose of this system is that we will use this system. It's going to be a system for school fees, okay? School fees payment system. Let's say at the college level, where they do pick students' school fees, or even the private schools. When the student pay their fees, they need their information. Probably this database purposely to track the school fees payment. So it's going to be payment system. Okay, so the first thing is that we want to get tables before we can get a form for the database. So what you do is that you go to create. So let's all go to create right now. Are we there? Okay, so when we go to create, what we are going to do is that we will, you can see create, we have application path, table design, SharePoint list, query wizard, query design, form design, blank form, navigation, more forms, report design, blank report. Now you can also see that when I started, I made mention of macro models and arrays. They are also here. Okay. So, but what we want to do right now is we want to, first of all, get our table that will what? Be keeping our records. So you go to, you can start by, you can start designing your, creating your table probably from scratch, or you can easily click what we call a table design here, and it will give you the necessary areas for you to enter your information. So you just click on table design here. Now, I just want to briefly let you understand something. Here, we have the field name, the data type, then description. But the description is usually optional. Mostly, it is optional. It is optional in the sense that maybe you want to describe the kind of data you are picking. For example, here, if I enter name, then I pick probably a long text or a short text. Maybe I want to give a distinction. I may want to put some information that will still describe what I am doing over there. So that is the purpose of the description here. Okay. So the first thing we need to do is that this database, we wanted to have student's ID. So we need to type what ID here. So please, here, when you type the ID, the data type. So we want the system, as the data, you keep entering the data, it will be generating their ID automatically without you entering. So what we do is that this particular aspect, we will need to pick auto number. So it means you cannot enter an information here. If you pick auto number, and we also have what we call the primary key. Someone background is Cedula. Okay. Here we have entered ID. So what we want to do is that we would need to enter the next information. So we want the student name. So student name. I'll be using some shortcut instead of giving the full words. So student name. This one, the data type is we want short text. So here you can see that when you click there will be options for you. So that you will select the data type. So this one, the first one is short text, long text, number, date, stroke time, currency, auto number, yes stroke, no. Then we have OLE object, hyperlinks, attachment, calculated, lookup wizard, and the rest. Now I just want to, as we keep on developing the table, you will get to know the uses of all these data types. So this one is going to be a name. So the person did is just a short test. So you click short test. The next thing is that maybe student's index number. Okay, so index number. So this one is going to be, maybe, you know, those who are students of both schools will understand, or probably those who are in level 400 currently will understand our index numbers are having letters, not only just the number, except those who are having currently in level 300. So it means if you pick a number here, any student whose index number is not is having a letter cannot enter the index number here. So what you need to do is that you pick short text so that whether the index number is numbers or it is a combination, but the person can still be able to enter the information over there. The next thing is that we want to also pick date of birth. So date of birth. So date of birth, I would like to use DOB, meaning date of birth. So in date of birth, the data type, we know it has to do with date and time. So, and we are going to select the data type as what? Date stroke time. The next thing is we want to pick student hometown. Okay, so student hometown. Student hometown. All right, so here we will need a short test because we just want the student to, when we are picking the data, we just want to enter the hometown destination. So the short test is okay for the data type. The next thing is we want phone number or telephone. Okay, so tel number. Tel number. I'm just giving some shortcuts. So this one is going to be a number. So we select number as the data type. The next one is we want to pick the student email. So email. address. Okay, so here the data type. Here you can decide to pick just a text, okay? But you will need to make it a hyperlink because emails addresses are hyperlinks. So the data type you will select hyperlink, and you can see hyperlink here. Okay, the other thing we are going to do is we want to also pick the student form or class. Okay, let's pick program first. Okay, so program. Student program. Okay, so this, I just wanted to learn something here quickly. Let's say in the college base, probably you already know the programs that are available. Here you can create the programs to be options, okay? So when you are entering the data, at that aspect, we just go straight to select the student's program. So we have a data type we call the Lookup wizard. So among all these data types, the only one you can use to create the option is the Lookup wizard. So you select Lookup wizard. Here, you will need to click open. Then in this pop-up, look at the information. This wizard creates a lookup field, which displays a list of values you can choose from. How do you want your lookup field to get its values? Okay, I want the lookup field to get the values from another table or query. Here, you can testify to the fact that we have not created any table and we have not created any query. So we don't have any lookup information anywhere. We want to enter our own values. So you select the second option. Then you click next. Okay. Now, here, you will see that we have a number of columns and we just want one column. We don't want the information to be displayed in two columns. No, we want to be one column. So the first one is you start listing the programs in your school. So let's say we have the science, science. Then you go to the next, ICT. ICT. Okay, I don't know, can we all see clearly? So enter the ICT, the mathematics. Okay. Let's say we also have agric. Let's say the agric. The agric. Okay. Now we want the technical. Okay, so please, these are not all the programs, but we cannot sit down and be entering all the, you just need to pick the concept and proceed. So when you are done with this, you click next. Here, do you want to limit entries to the choice? Yes, we want to limit entries to a choice. Do you want to store multiple values for this lookup? No. So we select the first one. Okay, and you click finish. Okay, so we are done with that aspect. The next thing is that we want the student class. So student class. Now, in those of you who probably have basis in coding will understand that mostly when it comes to picking titles, let's say you probably want to save a file. You don't give a space. We use what we call the underscore. You press shift, if it is Windows, then press there to create underscore. So that means you are given a space like that. Okay, or you can just join the word together. So that is one thing we should also take notice there. Then you go to the data type. Student class is going to be what? short text. Maybe you want to put form 1. And form 1 like this, maybe you can type it letters and what? Number. Or you can just enter. If you also have time, you can probably add a lookup here so that they can be options. So when you get to this aspect, you need to select the student class. So here we can add another lookup. So we enter our own information. Then the first one is that science. Let's say, okay, we can use letters to give the class. So A1, that's the first class. A2, the second class. A3, A4, Q1, Mountain Mary. Okay, it's a class. So we are just trying to get name for that. So let's say we can also put another class. Let's say Afajato. Okay. Okay, so this class is okay for that. Then you click next. Then, as we did earlier on, finish. The next one is that we also need to know the student hall. So student hall. Here, in the case of the colleges or even at the senior high school, we do have the hall. So you have to add, you can also add options here. So just do the same thing as we did. Go to next. Then you enter the hall's name here. In the case of Bosco's College, we have Quara Hall. So you just enter Quara Hall there. Quara. Tono. Agree. Lavigere. Maureen. Abedi. Wama. We have Nkrumah. So all these are all names in Bosco's College. Then we want to, okay, Kasisi. Okay, so these are just, if I have not captured all the whole, but it's okay. We just want to pick up a concept. Then you click next. Do the same. Then you finish. Okay. What other information do we need? Okay. Here, remember the database is about students' fees. So it means we will need to enter what? Fees payable. Okay, the fees that the amount of money the guys or the person supposed to pay. Or here, you can even add a year. Okay, so year of payment. Or payment year. Payment year. Or the year you can put it this way. Okay. Then you go to select date and time. Then proceed. Fees payable. Fees payable. Is the fee the person is supposed to pay. So here you select currency. Okay. So it's amount. So it's going to be an amount. So you select currency. The next one is amount paid. Okay, so this one, we're entering the amount the student is paying. Amount paid. The same thing, you select currency. Okay, so now maybe the student have not paid all the fees. The student have just paid parts. So we are going to do some mathematics here. Balance. Here, how do we get a balance? We get a balance by subtracting the amount paid from the fees payable. And that will give us a balance. So we go to do some mathematics. You go to calculated, that will be the data type. Here, you enter that formula. The formula is what? We want to get, so fees payable, then minus what? Amount paid. So amount paid. Okay, so that will give us the balance. So you click OK, and you are done. So please, I want to explain something here. What it means is that when you are filling this form, this balance, you will not enter it. It will automatically make the calculation and put the figure there. So if the fees the person is supposed to pay is 1,600, they enter 1,600 there. Then the amount the student is paying is probably 500 Ghana cedis. When you enter the 500 Ghana cedis, this particular option will make the calculation, the system will make the calculation and put the amount there for you. So that is what it means. Now, what do we need here? I think this information is okay. Okay, so we can go ahead to save the table. So to save this table, you just need to click on this X symbol. Then they'll ask you, do you want to save changes to the design of table 1? Then you say yes. You tell them yes. You want to now give a name to it. So this one is going to be what? Table, let's say student table. Okay, so student. I like giving shortcuts because that one normally take little space. So then you click OK. Now we haven't selected our primary key, and I hope you can realize that. So you can go back there, design view, and your primary key, if you don't select, you will automatically give a primary key. So this particular key, here you can enter any information. That is a primary key. That's the secret behind database. So let's close this. Now, the next thing we are going to do is that we now want to get a form. So with that form, you will be able to enter the student information, and the information will come to this aspect. Okay, so we are going to learn how to create a form. First of all, you go to create. Then, among all these options, you are creating this form basically for this particular table. So you select Form Wizard. Here, please take notice here. Okay, so you can see ID, student name, index number, and the rest. It could be that you are creating the form basically for only the index number of the ID number of the student, but not all the other information. But in our case, we want the form to contain all this information. So this arrow here means when you click on this arrow, it will transfer the highlighted caption to the selected field here. If we click here, it means you're going to transfer all this information to the selected field. So let's try this. You see that it has transferred this there. Now, maybe you have made a mistake and you want to undo this. You come to click on this and it'll send it back there. So in our case, we want to transfer all this information. That is what we want to create a form for. So you click on these two arrows. Then go to next. How do we want our form to structure? You can see how it is structured. So this is how the form is going to be positioned in the interface. So if we want that, we can select, let's go to tabular and see. This is how the tabular one will look like. Then we'll go to data sheet. This is how the data sheet one will look like. Then we have the justified. That is how the justified one is going to be like. But we want to pick columnar. Okay. Next. Then do you want to, so here, what title do you want your form to contain? So you can enter the form name here. So you can put student form. Okay. Student form. All right. So don't mind me or my shortcuts. I really like shortcut. Now you click on finish. And allow it to load. Good. So this is how the form is going to look like. Please remember that you can do all the necessary information. You can edit everything here the way you want it to be. Okay. So this is how the form is going to be like. But you can see that it's not nice. So your form needs to be well organized. So Microsoft has given you this, but you need to also do editing to it. Now, before you do any editing to this form, you need to go back there and click on the form. You right click and select design view, or you can go up there, click on this arrow, select design view. So this is how the design view will look like. Okay. So with this design view, there are so many things you can do here. You can align the text. You can change the text, the font, the font color, the font width, border color, and all other information here. So let's get started. Here, as you can see, this is where you're going to be filling the information. This is a caption. Here is a caption. Okay, so we want to reduce the size of the caption. Okay, so now we have what we call in highlighting in Microsoft Access. Just click where you want to. But before we do anything, we want to enlighten this. Good. Now we want to highlight holding the caption aspect. Click and drag over the text over there. Now, it means that any other formatting you are going to do, is going to take an effect. The selected area is going to take an effect. At your right-hand side, you will see the properties sheet. Here, you can see all, others, event. Usually, we use event for coding, okay? You use event for the models, data. Here, you use the data aspect to do settings on the form. Maybe you want to restrict people from accessing or making editing to your form. You use that aspect for it. Now we have the format. Okay, so here you can do a whole lot of formatting here. So, and that is what we are going to do. When you also look at the top here, we have formatting. It's the same thing. Here that the top here, it doesn't contain all the formatting information as compared to the form sheet. So if I go here, the title, I want it to be bold. I'll just select bold. You can see that it is. I want to also change it to RL black. You can see that. Then maybe you want to increase the font size to 12. It has taken an effect. Now, you can even change the color here. If I click on red, it has changed the color like that. Okay. So the other thing is that we want to also make where the fonts are. We want to give it a particular background. Okay. Or better still, we want to create a border. Okay. Surrounding the text, it should be a border. We want to do something like that. So you just come to font properties and look for border. Here we can see border width. So you will need to select the border width. And usually it's always in a page. Okay, so we have one here, 2, 3, 4. So you select the one you want. So let's select 3. And when you select 3, automatically you see the effect there. Then we want to give a color to the border. So you can see border color here. You proceed to click there and select the color that you want your border to be. So you want this color. Okay. So with this, you can see, but maybe you also want to change the background. Okay, so if you want to change the background, you will have to check something here. Back color. This back color means the background color. Okay. Now we are going to change the background color to probably let's see, white or something. I think this one is not bad. Okay. Now we also want the background to be transparent. If we want it to be transparent, then we need to select transparent by going to the back style. Okay. It's on normal, but I want to change to transparent. Select transparent. You will select transparent. The color we took won't be there again because transparent, basically, and you can do the same transparent here. You can see this arrow here, just like Microsoft Word. You can select transparent with the same effect. You can do the same thing here. So we are done with that aspect. Okay, but we want to also reduce the length of the. So we drag this way. Okay, please, if you have a question, you can just unmute yourself and then ask. If you have a question. Okay, so this is where we have gotten to now. Now we want to also do formatting to this particular information. So where you will be filling the information. So this one, the original form won't look like this. It is because of the edited view, that is why you're saving this information. So you have to select it. But we want to drag this so that we can have it long. So just select this, highlight it. Oh, I even left some of my information at the top. Okay. Now we can do the same thing here. This one, we want the text to be, I don't know, but we can pick dark. Okay. Then I think font size 12 will do. Okay. We want to also pick the background style to be transparent. Maybe the border. We want to also give a border width. So we give it 3. We get the same procedure we followed. Okay. Then we want to give the border color. Probably this time around, maybe we'll pick something like green. It's just by choice. We are done with that aspect. Okay. So, but you can see that this one is too long, so we can also reduce it. But if you do that, it will affect the other one. So you can just remove the highlighting and pick the one that you want to reduce the size. So you just click the drag to reduce the size of it. Do the same thing here. Please don't hesitate to ask a question. If you are not clear with anything, just ask your question. You are reducing the sizes depending on the kind of information that is going to enter there. Index number like this is not going to be long. Okay, but student name will be long. So we can make this one large. Some names are about 4. So the hometown name will not be long. So we can reduce that one. Then here, email address, at least it will be a little bit longer. So here are just options. So this one, 2, if you don't know the amount, so you can enlarge this a bit. Okay, so here, reduce this, reduce that, and reduce that. That is it. Now we are done. We are through it. Okay. We want this one, this information, we didn't do it. We skip it. So we can just give the effect to it. Okay. So it's transparent. Then the text color is red. Then bold, Arab black. Okay, so we equally go there and give the weight, the border weight, as we did to the other one, 3. Then border color. Okay, so we are done with that aspect. Now we want to now save the form. Okay, so you just click here, then save your form. Our form is saved. Now you want to open again and see how the form will look like. So you double click on the form. This is how the form is going to look like. But you can see that the form is not nice. Okay. We still want to do something. So you still have to go to design view. Then we want to give here at least a heading. Okay. Here we can do something. You can add a text box there. But we also want to give a border weight to the form itself. So just click there, go to all, then you can see that we have special effect. So this one we want to the border weight to be lifted up. So we select raised, go to raised. Okay. Now, what again do we need to do here? If you go to others, you can see that there are other functions here. So, but for now, let's hold on with that. The next thing is that we want to give a different color to the top here. Please remember that we are now looking at how we are going to change the top here, so it will look nice. So what you need to do is that you just need to click here and drag. Okay, now this particular aspect is selected. So you go to format, you go to format here. If you select the background you want the text, that place to be like, it will change. You see that? It's changed that way. So maybe you just select the background you like. But you should remember that your text in the background, your text should be seen. So here we want to edit this particular information and give it a different name. So maybe this form, I want to give a school name, St. John Bosco College. Or no, I'll give it our computer learning. Computer learning. So you can equally format this text, highlight it, increase the font size. Maybe give it a color. Okay, so you can see it. Now we center it. That is all. Okay, so we want to also give it a weight. So we do the same thing here, go to the weight, then select the border weight here. Is that okay? Now we want to select the border color. So which color should we pick? Maybe we can just pick a border color like, I'll pick this. So we have added a border color to it. So that is it. You can see it. Okay. Or better still, you can see anything. You just need to pick a color that will make your work nice or neat. Okay. So you have this. Wow. The other thing is that you will want to make changes to this particular form because the border is not. So let's get it a border. You go to format. Then you can change, you can increase the weight of the form. And if you come to format, you can see all the options are here. Even the caption, the name of the, you can do it, you can change the source of this form. So all that. So, but before we do that, I would just want to alert us to something. We want to add a picture to the form, and we'll call it background image. When you look at the database I was showing to you, you realize that there was a background image. So this one, we can just add a background image. So what you need to do is that you select the form here, then you go to format, and under format, you see background image. Click there, then browse. So it will send it to your storage, so that you select the form, the image that you want to put. So I'll just look for an image that is nice, then just put it there. Okay, so maybe I want to put Bosco's logo. I'll just put it there. You see that? You can see the logo is over there. So that is it. Okay. Now there are other things you can do there. This image, you can see, you can send this image to the back, or you can bring it forward. So what you need to do is that if you want to send the picture, bring this image forward so that it will be the text will rather be at the back. You go to arrange. Then now there are two ways of putting the picture background. Either you copy the image and come and paste it there, or you just follow the first method. So the second method of like you copying the image and pasting it here will give you the functionality of you sending the back or front. But if you go there and upload it straight, it will by all means go to the back. So that is why it is already at the back. So we don't need to move it again. Okay, so that is it. Now you have to still check this text. Now that the image has come, if you type, will someone be able to see the text or not? So that is why you should also consider. Okay, so let's look at this. Wow. So this is how our form is going to be like. Now, because of time factor, so what we need to do is that we now want to add some information. Maybe even this school logo, probably we can put a logo here. If you click there, you go to design, And in design, you see logo here. You can insert a logo there. Okay, you can insert a logo to this form. So maybe we want to add logo. We go to logo. Then here, you can see that we can select the school logo there, or we can put our own logo there. Oh, okay, so here, sorry. All right, so this is the logo. Wow, because this is not actually a logo. These people, the file is too light to enter there. So I will need to enlarge this place so that we can enter. Okay. I tell them that the file is too large, so I will have to. But it doesn't even matter. So you can see where the box is. Because of time, I don't want it to be. But where the box is, that is where you're going to put your logo. But you can put it anywhere of your choice. Okay. So let's proceed because of time. Now, the next thing that we want to add some functionality to this form. Let's say, for example, you have filled the form finished, and you will need to put some information. For example, you want to save the information. What do you do? Because yeah, right now, if you enter the information, what will you do? You can't save it because there's no any function like save here. So this is what you do. Okay. We are now looking at how to create a button. So you go to design, then here you can see buttons here. At the other side of it is a label. Then we have a text box. Then we also have a tab control. So here you select the button. So what we need to do is that we want to, where should we put our save? So we can put it at the down here. After you put your information, enter the information, and you have to save. So when you just click and drag, okay? When you click and drag, this pop-up menu will come. And this pop-up menu contains actions. We call them automations. So you will select the particular button you are creating. And here you can see the record navigation. We can see find next. We can see record operation. We can also see find record. So and all that. So when you are on any of the categories, the actions will be displayed here. Navigation record. We have the find next, find record, go to first record, go to last record, and the rest. So, but we want save. So go to the next one, record operation. You can see that we have add new record, delay record, duplicate record, print record, save record, undo record. So we select save record. Click next. Now, you can probably display just an image. And those images represents what they save, or you just want the text save to appear. So you select any of them. I want the text save to be there. So click next. Here you can change this one. They are labels, and for the buttons. Maybe in case you want to make for editing the source of it, and you can't recognize what you kept. So you can change it or you leave it that way and hit on finish. You can see our button here with the title. You can change this title to any name, but it should be able to regulate what action you have created over there. And you can make all the necessary edits that we did to the form itself. Here, we want to edit a button, so we'll go to format. We want to fill the border with probably which color. We can pick any color. Okay, we want to fill it with this color. You can see that it is filled. We want to change the form color. Probably we want to change to white. Then we make it bold. Then we make it around black so that it can be seen clearer. Now you can see that the moment it is increased, part of the word is vanished. Okay, it's hidden. So let's enlarge this. Okay, so here we can now drag this so that all the text can appear. So the next thing is that I really don't like this background. So, okay, now we want to also change, you can change the nature of how the button looks like. You just have to go to shape effect, and click on a small arrow there. You can see all the how they will look like. And any of them, you get to give options. So I like this particular button. So select that. Then we want to also give it a border. So you go to the form properties, go to all, then you go to border weight. Then you give the weight of the border, we want probably 3. Okay. Then we also want to give it a color. So the color can be something like red. Okay. Then you can see that it is changed here automatically. So you can drag it and make it look big. Okay. You can make it look big. Just look at the edges and drag. Wow. So this is how our button is going to look like. Okay, so you can change it to any of the stars. Just it's a matter of your interest. Okay, so now our button is ready. And this button is going to work. Okay. When you enter the information and click on save, it's going to respond to it. So let's try to see what will happen. We are going to save the form. Click on this, then save. Now we want to open the form. Okay, so this is how the form will look like. But you can see that it's just not looking nice. So you can try to reduce this size. But before we do that, just try entering an information. You see here, you cannot enter any information there. That's why it was automatic. We put the auto. So, oh, my PC want to go up. Okay, so let's proceed. All right. So here, what we now want to do is that we want to try enter an information. So student name, I can put any Apolala, go for it. Okay, what is your index number? So let me just put in a number 2040. Date of birth. I want to lie. I don't know Apolala date of birth, but I'll just put any date of birth. So you select the date of birth here. Okay, so here is, I'm going to put Apolala hometown. I don't know the hometown, but I'll put Nabrango. Then here, telephone number. You already see 0 there, so you mean your number is going to start with 055. I don't know his number. Let me put in it. Then enter his email. So his email too, I can just say Apolala, Godfred as gmail.com. Then you go to program. You can see the program here you will select. It is optional. You can see that this was what we created, the lookup. So you select the program here. He is in BEd ICT, so I'll select BEd ICT. Then I don't know whether it's true or not, but you go to student class. So you select the class. Apolala, which class? I'll give you A4. Then hall. I don't know his hall too. I can just select maybe Kwama. Okay. Then payment year. Maybe let's put the payment year, maybe 5th December. Then the amount. This one you can change it, okay? In the form design. No, not the form, the table design. You can change this one to your currency. If they see this, you can change it. So it doesn't mean it should always be in US dollars. Okay. So here, but we are just proceeding because of time. So here you are going to put the amount. So let's say $800 US. Now, amount he's paying, Apolala, maybe he's paying only $200 US. $200 US. Let's see what will happen here. I told you that the balance, you are not the one going to do it. You see that? You see here, these are the balance. I have not kept anything, but it has calculated 800 US dollar minus 200 US dollar will give you 600 US dollar. So that's the balance level I put a lot to pay. So it hit safe. It is safe like that. But you see that we are lacking another button. What if we want to add another information, another student's information? So you see, there is nothing like we can, unless we go and start deleting and be typing one after the other. So this will tell us that we need another button like add new record. Okay, so here, let's close this form. Now, if you come to the student table, let's open and see. You can see I put a lot of information here. So this is what we call the database system, because the information are stored in the table. So when you enter it finish, the information are stored in this table. So this is how you can see that. Okay. So we want to go back to the table design, right click on it, then you go to design view. And you add another button like add new record. So after you have saved this one, then you add new record. So you go to the button again, create. Then this time around, we are going to add new record. So add new record. So then next, finish. So you make it nice as you wish. Don't worry, you can make it small the way you want it, but I want it to be big so everyone can see. Okay, so here we can do the same formatting as we were doing. Go to format, whatever color you want to give it to it. It doesn't matter. So for this aspect, I know all of us can do it. So that is what I'm not talking about. Okay, so we can equally give it a border weight. And the color. This one, I'm giving it this color. Then you go to my favorite shapes. And then this time around, maybe, which one will you pick? I'll pick this one. Okay. So you can see that. We are done with this one like that. So let's see how this button works. Okay. Now we want to save this form. Yes. Let's open it now. Now, I put a lot of information as well here. We want to add another new information. So you will just click on add record. And you see all those ones will go for you to start again adding another student's record. So we will just add again. This time I'll use my own name. So that is my name. Then my index number. Maybe, I don't know. This index number is not correct. So let me put 2020. Yeah, 00. So let me put any date of birth. Any date of birth, then proceed. Then hometown. I'll put Bolga. Then phone number too, I can just put any number. Okay, so email address. This one there, I'll put a favorite. That is my email address, so I'll put that one. Then here, program, I'll pick the science. Then class, I'll pick Afajato. Then hall, para hall. Then year. I'll pick yesterday. Okay, so we are coming to the fees payable. Let's see again. So here you are putting the fees payable. Putting 5, this amount. Okay, so automatically you see the calculation here. It has come again, as I earlier on told you. So we are done. We want to save. When you click on save, you save like that. If you want to add next, you add. But you see that there is another button we are not having. We don't have delete. Maybe if I want to delete this information. So we need to add delete button. So let's go to the form design again. Design view and add another button. Okay, so I want to add another button. That one is going to be delay record. So look for delay record. It's here. So here will be delay record. So I'm going to pick the text as read, delete. So it will mean danger. So please, if you want to ask a question, you can unmute yourself. Feel free. Okay. So here we want to also give it a border width. 3. My favorite shapes are here. Okay, so we are done with that aspect. So this one to just save it. Yes. Now let's open this form. You see this information here? Look at what will happen. We want to delete this information. So let's click delete. You see what it is? You are about to delete one record. If you click yes, you won't be able to undo this record operation. Are you sure you want to delete this record? Yes. It's gone. Now, when you close this form and go back, you will see a Apolala record. You can see that it's gone. It's only they will tell you that deleted. It's gone like that. So that is how it is. Okay. All right. So how for the all other buttons, you can just put them. So where we have gotten to, I will quickly show you something, and we bring the class to a close. Okay. Okay, so we want to also see how you can create a report. Okay, so you just need to go to create, then go to report wizard. This report we are creating for this same information. Just like we did to the form, you export all this, go to next. Then you can see this is how your report will appear. Okay, then you go to next. Then this one, how do you want to your report to be? Is it from ascending order or descending order? You select the option here. Here, if you want the ascending order, it's already assigned. If you want descending order, you can select. Click next. How do you want your report? Do you want it in the columnar form or tabular form or Jetify or portrait or landscape? All those ones you can select them, depending on how you want your report. Go to next. Hit finish. And the moment you finish, you see that you have another option like report down here. So let's wait it will come. You can see a report. So you can give it a name, but if you don't want to, so this is how your report is going to appear. Okay. And you can equally do design. You can structure it how you want it to be like. You can see how it is here. You can do a lot of formats. But because of time, just like we did a formatting to a form, we can equally do the same formatting here. Okay, so the last thing we are just looking at is now to add a navigating menu to this particular form. Okay, so we go to, but we only have one, just one table, one form, one report. So, but if you want to add a navigating menu, it is not anything difficult. You go to create, then you see navigation here. You select how you want your navigation to appear. You want horizontal tab and vertical. You pick. So this is how it's going to appear. So my navigation, I'm going to put probably, okay, so before we add the navigation, let's add a table there so that one will be for the user, okay, or the accountant. So we can just add a short table, very fast, quick one, of course. So user ID. Name. Name is a reserve. We have some encoding. We have some words that are they are purposes for the system. They are reserved words, so we need to give it a different. So username, so that you can show that distance. So password. Okay, so I think this way is okay. Here, our primary key will be the user. So the user ID will be an auto number. Let's take auto number. So we are done with this form. So we can just save it. Okay, now we can go ahead to accountant. Okay, so here we want to now, so it means that we should have a form too for the accountant. So we need to go to create form. So form with that. Here, this form, now you can see that here you have more than one table. So you need to select the accountant on. Transport the information there. Go to next. Next. Finish. Okay, so you can see this how the form is going to be. So if you want, you can edit it however you want it. It's the same way now we edited that one. So here, I can just make something small. So we are going to put or you can put administrator. Okay, so center it. Make it bold. Then okay, so all this one, you know them already, so I don't want to stress myself much. Okay, so here, now, this is where you have, but we want to also reduce this, like it's too long. Upper form is supposed to just be something small. Please, we will close very soon. So you just give me some time. Very, very soon we'll close. Okay, so you just drag, you want to align it perfectly. That is what we are doing right now. Okay, so here, I reduce this one. That's why there's not going to be something wrong. You can see that now our form is just something small. Okay, so we want to also give it a border as we earlier on did. So you go to show table listing. Okay, so here we want to make this one bold. Then probably Aral black. We do the same thing here. Okay, we are done. So we now want to save this form, but we need to add a button to this form. It's going to be administrator, so we need to add something like log. Okay. So we need to add a button here. Go to design, add a button. After the person has entered the information. So you can see find form. So select that one and go to next. But I want to edit this information here. It's not going to be find form. It's going to log. There are coding we can do with this, but for now, let's hold on. Okay, so we now have to format this. Make it red, the text to be red. The border, we want to give it just normal. Okay, that is all. This way is okay. All right. But if you have a login, then you can also have a reset password. So you can add, but for now, let's just leave it like this. Our next slide, we'll look at all those things. Okay, so let's close this form. Save. Okay, so now that we have two forms, we can now create our navigating menu. Go to create, then go to navigation, then go to this, then you give the names of the navigation. Here is going to be AMI. Next is going to be what? Student. Okay, so this is what we just want. Okay, so please take notice of what we are going to do right now. When you click here, okay, it means we are going to add, drag and drop these tables to this particular navigation menu. So here is AMI, and that aspect is for the accountant. So drag and drop, you put it here. You see that it has given a pop-up. The next one, we are going to the student. Drag the student form and drop it here. You see it has also pop-up. That is all. You are done with the two aspects like that. So now, the next thing is that you now have to save this, and or you can go to the format. Okay, but you need to save this. Okay, and open it in the design view so that you can edit it. We want to put the name. So this one is going to be what? Home page. Home page. Please just unmute yourself and let's finish up. Okay, so here, this is the form. Let's open in the design view so we can edit. Okay. Here, we can edit the information as we wish. So this one is going to be the home page. We are almost done. So I like your patience. We have kept long. Okay, so all right. So now that we have added, we can now do some formatting to this mint. We can give any background color you wish. You get the same thing. Please mute your background. Please mute your background. Okay, so we do the same formatting here. Are we observing? There is no time, so we just need to finish up. For this one, we can give it a design.
Hello.
Please mute your background.
Zero. 0559.
Okay, so here we can just, I think this is okay, but we can increase the font size a little bit. Wow. The font size for this is too big, so it doesn't matter. You can. Okay, so here, let's reduce the font size, too big. Okay, so this way is okay. Okay, we can even change the background, the border over there. So let's change the border using the properties here. We can just pick something simple. Okay, so we are done. So let's close this form and now see. Okay. Now, the next thing we are going to just close this. We are going to, we don't want someone to be able to edit this form. So this is what you do. Okay. You right click here, go to design view and disable the functionalities. So in doing that, in the form properties, you come to data. So we don't want someone to be able to edit the form. So we select no here. Delete. We don't want someone to be able to, we select no. Add information. No. We just don't want anyone to be able to do anything. And now you save it. Okay. The next thing is that we want when the form is open, you can only see the form, but you will not be able to see this information here. So please let's observe carefully and see how that is done. Now you come to form, a file, go to options. Then in options, you go to current database. Then in database, you enter the name. The name is fees payment system. Okay. Then you enter the icon. Maybe if you have an icon, you can put it there. If you don't have an icon, you can just leave this aspect. But if you have an icon, you can select the icon and put it. So let's see whether we have an icon, because I can't remember. I don't know whether I have an icon. It means I don't have an icon here. I don't have an icon, so we can just go. If you don't have an icon, you do it will not even work. So you can just put anything there. But let's leave it. The next thing is that what you want to do is you want, when the moment the person launch the system, the software, the person should get that pop-up, and the pop-up is the home page. So it's at the home page here. Do you want to display status bar? No. Then you scroll down. Do you want to display navigating pane? No. Then you come down. Allow full menus? No. But allow default shortcut, yes. Then we click OK. They say we should close the database area open. Okay, so but before that, where do we even save the database? I don't want to be looking for it elsewhere. So let me put it on the desktop. I don't even know where to put it. So where should I put it? Okay, so no problem. Let's now close the form and open it back, and you see something. Save as fees management system. Fees management system. That is how we are saving the form. So we are saving it. So it's closed. So now we are going to open the form and see how it's going to look like. So I will just go to, because I don't know where I've saved it, I will just go back to Microsoft Access and open it there. So here, these are the recent forms, but you can see that we can come to open other files. Then here, let's look for can I even trace it again? I don't think it's this one. Okay, so good, that is it. You can see how it has appeared. You can see, that is the home page. Okay, so here, if I click here, you see all these functionalities are disabled. You see that it has shown. Are you okay with that? So this is how you want it to be like. Okay, so this, the admin place, because we didn't do anything, so that is just why it is like this. Okay, so this is how you want the form to be like. You see that there is nothing here again. All that is gone. So no one can edit this form. It is only you who can edit it. That is how it is. Okay, so I really want to use this opportunity to thank you all for participating in this class. I really like your patience. And please, I know we are all learning, and you have learned something today. Okay, so there are a lot that we are yet to learn. This is just, I can say, just something small, 0.01% of database management. Okay, so if we want this class to continue, so let's try and work on the attendance and see how best we can send us. Please, you can unmute your microphones and ask me any question probably you want to ask as far as this class is concerned. So let's unmute our microphones. I want to. Please, who is talking? You introduce yourself and please, who is talking?
Yes, my name is Jacob.
Okay.
And please, are we going to be using this means for the class? Because some of us like the network is blocking on, and we're not getting the lesson fully. So it's actually somehow devastating, if I may
Okay,
say.
yes, I get it. What is going to happen is that after I will upload this video, okay, and put it in the WhatsApp group so that those
Okay.
who couldn't even join the class, they can have time to watch the video. And as you are watching the video, you will equally be practicing. You will practice how the whole thing is going. And you know, I sent my YouTube channel and an advice that we should all subscribe. When you subscribe to a YouTube channel, they don't pick you any money. But I don't know why most people, they don't want to do that. And that is the only way. Well, it's not all the time that maybe I'll post videos there and remember to put the link there for us to view. So when you subscribe to the YouTube channel, the moment I upload new videos there, and it is not only database management I deal with other tutorials. So after this class, latest by tomorrow in the morning, we'll see this video in the page so that we can, those of us who couldn't watch well, we can make all those corrections. Okay. Please, is that all?
All right. Thank you. Yes, please.
Yeah, the other thing is that I will see if using the Zoom is consuming my data. I will always do the videos and upload them, put them in the group so that we watch and do. If we have concerns, then we bring them up. Okay.
Yes, I think that will be better.
Okay. 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 All right. So is that all? Is that all, please? Okay. So
Yes,
I want to thank all of you, and then please remember to subscribe to my channel, and that will be the only way that will help us. Okay.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, hello.
Yes.
Yeah, good evening. Good
Good
evening,
evening.
sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is speaking.
Okay.
Please, my question is that I want to find a loan. I just joined at the later part, so like I want to find out and see whether like the way you started, is it the class going to be only Mondays evening or almost every day?
You know, now that we have this first class,
Yeah.
and I have seen the seriousness of some of us.
Yeah.
So this will tell me how to restructure it. I just wanted her to observe the mistakes. Then from there, we will see the way forward. So after this evening, I will put the updates in the WhatsApp group.
Okay.
Please, is that all? Okay, so if that is all, I just admonish you all to subscribe to the channel and try to share the channel link to your colleagues in other WhatsApp groups so that they will join them and then also benefit from this privilege. So thank you very much. Stay blessed and have a good night. So this class is organized by Tools and Joseph Vita Sales Technologies. Please remember to ask me questions. Maybe if you are watching this video in YouTube, if you have any concern, kindly leave your comment below. I will actually also put my website address in the video description below. Take care and remember to subscribe to the channel. All the best.